Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to be gaming with a Concept 5. I know you asked for it, I know you want to see it in action, even though if the tank is rated already, I know you want to see this on the YouTube. I get it, I understand it, Concept it is. What I want to highlight before we are going to go to the Concept is the new thing in the index page, or I supposed to say upgraded thing in the index page. If you would go to the tech tree and you would keep scrolling down, you can see exactly all the premium tanks, which is not a big surprise. You can see the reward vehicles, which is fine. You can see the collector vehicles, which is fine. But most important thing, you can see the super test tanks. So you can see what Wargaming is cooking in the background. That means the tanks which are there, but they are not released. As an example, whatever. Let's take Peerless. By clicking over there, you can check out the stats if you are into that, and if you are interested, then you can see the 3D model as well to see how the tank feels like, how it looks like, or maybe you are interested in visuals purely to see how the tank is feeling like. And this is an interesting one, isn't it? Anyways, you can do that with every and each tank. You can see exactly what Wargaming is cooking in the background, and I thought some of you who are digging always deeper may appreciate it and may have a good time, and you can do some diligence in this way, especially whenever you are seeing one or another tank in the game or in action. As an example, Kame. I think there is a tank that is being heavily tested at this point in time, which I call Kamehame. Anyways, what do we have, fellas? We have a tier 10 matchmaking with a sniper schnitzel. And enough of blah, 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 blah. Let's focus on the duty and let's focus on the job. And Concept 5 is extremely good sniper schnitzel. There is no way around it. It is a very, very good sniper. I still prefer, personally, Leo 1 because how Leo 1 moves, how it glides, how it turns. This one is a bit different in this type of situation, right? And probably this is what I would highlight, because this tank is turning a bit differently than the typical tank does. I feel like turn radius is just simply slower, right? But once again, this is not a big deal for many sniper schnitzels. Whenever you are sitting in the bush, it doesn't really matter. Overall, tank isn't bad by any shape or any form. It is having nearly perfect gun. Actually, we can call the gun perfect, honestly. It has a very, very good 460 alpha damage for a medium. Tank 1,200 shell velocity, 260 millimeters of penetration. If you are loading gold, 328 penetration and 1,420 shell velocity. We see Wargaming, what have you done there? We can definitely see that. And once again, it is a perfect tank to snipe from the back. Where the making pressure goes, yes, some players will be able to make pressure with this mother trucking tank, but this is a rare player who would be able to do that, just because it is not really a very mobile mother trucker as of how turning is looking like on the tank, right? Plus, on top of that, you are made out of paper. So, sure, there are some folks who are going to be able to make a hardcore pressure, but this is not for everyone. I can instantly tell you that this is not for everyone, okay? For a majority of the players, it is a sniper schnitzel, and whenever you are noticing that your team is winning, you can start making pressure in this type of situation. But other than that, you are just being smart with your decisions. You are going for a blind shot left, right, and center. You are just simply trying to get some use in this way without paying a hefty price of your hit points, right? I believe that definitely makes sense, and it is completely understandable. And as you can see in this game, we are not rushing whatsoever. We are just trying to be smart, and we are just trying to punish enemies for their stupidity instead of being punished ourselves. That is a very, very important thing to say. Now, we can clearly see that our Ergashem is just simply pushing in front like his life depends on it. And this is a very, very good thing because we are going to have a better angle to punish the folks who are sitting in this area, right? Simple as this, nothing too much to talk about. We need to have our eyes widely open and we just simply need to keep punishing the enemies for being silly gooses. That's all we need for a full happiness. Very, very good. Very good. Okay, we can clearly see that enemies are dominating the city. That's for sure. They have more guns. They have 5 guns. We have 2 guns in the city. That is completely understandable. But what we want to do, we want to craft a bit different angle over there. Our goal is just to get tiny touch more involved, and hopefully we are going to have a good enough angle to say hello for the enemy Grille, or maybe for the enemy E50M, or whoever else would play in this area, right? That's all we need for a full happiness, right? That's all we need for a full happiness, fellas. We need to keep our eyes widely open. Grille is considering about escaping from here, I assume. Luckily, it's not the case. Or is it luckily? It's okay. Clicker is trying to run. We are loading the high explosive because we can. And we are one-shotting his butt out of this game. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Everything is completely alright. Our Ergashem is working this side as much as he physically and possibly can. Do the job here, right? And our goal is going to be to take this position right about here. And just to have a side shots for every and each mother trucker playing around this area. That's all we need for a full happiness. We can clearly see that our team is winning the game. I believe this is not a rocket science. We can definitely figure this out without any issues whatsoever. And this is the situation whenever we are going to eliminate Grillem. Beautiful shot, but once again not a big surprise considering how accurate this mother trucking tank is. And now we want to get involved in a bit different way. At least that's what I want to do. I want to make tiny touch more pressure like this. And hopefully we can say hello for enemy Vaza. That's all we need for a full happiness. We are paying attention at him. He's looking at us. He doesn't pay attention. That's good. We are trying to punish him. I did not manage to do that, which is quite unfortunate, but let it be. I am getting slapped by STB, which is fair play by this gentleman. We are using this as a cover, so he definitely doesn't have an angle to shoot us, which is very, very good. He's thinking about returning back to the previous position, but luckily for us, he isn't doing that. And here we are doing some heavy lifting, if you will, or heavy sniping, and we are just simply trying to punish them every and each time whenever they are going to do something silly. That's all we need to do for a full happiness. Side shot over there. Even though it is a pixel, we managed to get as much use as we physically and possibly could have over there. That's okay. Obviously, we are paying attention at this STB looking at us and trying to punish us every single time. I know I'm down to fartable at this point in time, but once again, it changes absolutely nothing. So all in all, we are the sniper schnitzel gameplay goes. I can't say that we have done a bad things over there. I truly would never say that. I think that we played properly and I think we got as much use as we physically and possibly could. We should have at least one blind shot. At least that's what I am hoping for. And once again, this game is purely highlighting what Concept 5 can do, and I believe it was very, very obvious that the gun handling of this vehicle is very, very strong. Mobility, just to push in front, is quite good. Whenever you are turning on the speed, this is a different story, and this is a different question. In other words, other tanks would do this type of job better, at least in my opinion. And to use the handbrake turn is also quite complicated. But that's what we crafted. We have 4.1 thousand damage, so no blind shots from my side. 400 assisting damage, nothing to cry about. We are completely fine. We are first by the damage, we are third by the experience, and we got 43,000 profits without spamming any gold ammunition whatsoever. Spamming gold is definitely more beneficial for this tank. Anyways, round number 2, let's go. Okay, round number 2, Westfield standard battle. Okay, what do we want to do right here? We want to obviously take a sniper schnitzel position and to punish every and each medium tank or heavy tank, whoever would make a silly goose mistake. Right? I personally play with this mother trucker as a sniper schnitzel because for me, personally, being super aggressive, it just simply doesn't work, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to say that it works great and it is absolutely amazing, and yup, tararai, how good that is. No. From my personal observation, for me, playing aggressively with this tank, oh my bananas. No, 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 please don't do that. From my personal observation, it just simply doesn't work, which is fair play. It is how it is. I try to escape here before I am getting completely slaughtered, so that means they have a light tank sitting somewhere in this area. At least that's what I want to believe, and we are feeling completely alright. What our Baza does, only he knows. Only he knows, fellas. That was quite an experience, and the guy just explored the whole world of tanks by traveling through the middle of the field. That was an interesting one, and yet still, for some weird reason, our team is actually winning this. Our team is actually winning this. Absolutely crazy. I would love, I repeat, I would love to see someone making some silly goose mistakes over there, but it doesn't feel like we are sitting in this type of situation or in this type of angle to punish them, right? Which is quite sad, but it is how it is. Whenever the heavy flank will fall, if it will fall, because I have a feeling that our team is doing a very, very good job over there, we could relocate, but I think it is not necessary at this point in time. Also, for a tanks like a Concept 5, at least in my opinion, it's very important to highlight that nowadays Concept 5 is not as... I think it got nerfed indirectly. Skill, I do not understand what do you mean. You see, whenever there is tanks like Arias that are coming into the game, what that gives or what that does is very, very simple. Paper tanks are in a bit of the disadvantage, right? Because they are getting easier slapped by the Arias tanks. So, since this tank is a paper and a huge paper, right? I'm talking about the size, how buffed it is. You can clearly see the different situation with this vehicle and the harm that can come from the Arias tanks as well whenever you are playing with the tanks like this. Meanwhile, I want to get involved for obvious reasons. I'm not afraid by any shape or any form, and this is the moment whenever we will need to start making proper pressure, because otherwise we are going to finish the game with a very, very bad score. So this is the moment whenever we need to figure out how we could be a tiny touch more aggressive in this gameplay, just because otherwise we are going to be finishing the game with a bad score. And I would love to say that it would be extremely simple and it would be extremely easy, but it is definitely not the case. There is a lot of stuff for us to do in order to get some more use here. And once again, I regret nothing how did I played this battle, to be completely honest with you. I regret absolutely nothing. The main reason being is I just find this vehicle extremely difficult tank to play with. It's just how it is. And if I find the tank difficult to play with, what do you want me to do? I just don't see the easy ways of making a hardcore pressure over there. Simple as this, right? And if I don't find the easy ways to make a hardcore pressure, we are sitting in quite a complicated position and situation. And even though we are aiming very, very well over there, I definitely can't complain of how we are finding the angles to slap anyone in the face in this situation, right? It still doesn't change the fact that getting 2000 with a tier 10 tank is kind of laughable score, and there is absolutely nothing to be proud about. And as a matter of fact, I'm definitely not proud about this performance, right? Would love to say something else, but that's what we have. Now, I truly believe that the tanks like Concept 5 will do better whenever your team is weaker than enemy team is in a way. What do I mean by saying this? Whenever your team is weaker, enemies are usually playing significantly more open. And if enemies are playing more open, they're making more mistakes, and then you are punishing them from the distance. Now, on the other hand, if enemy team is playing safely, like we could see in this game, yeah, then the situation is not that great, is it? 2,700 damage, 400 assisting damage. We are fourth by the damage. We are somewhere in the bottom by the experience, and we got 31,000 profits. I do not regret how I played this game. I feel completely fine. Well, probably the worst thing that has happened to us, we got spotted in the first moment of the game. I would say that was the worst thing. But it is how it is. Okay. Now, one more thing, what I need to highlight where this tank goes. This tank has extremely awful camo, but whenever you are getting very open maps, like proper sniper schnitzel maps, you are just going with a full spotting setup, and you still have an extremely accurate gun, although you have a worse DPM than you had before. But once again, you are protecting yourself from the camo perspective. Which is obviously a good thing, right? And in the same time, at least in my opinion, you can spot if you know how to do spotting. I personally think that I know how to spot, so in this game I'm expecting 6,000 as a bare minimum. But we'll see. We will see. At first, I will do unpopular choice, and I will start everything from playing safely. Although I could definitely cross through the middle of the field. Now I am concerned about this. Maybe I should. We can see Can Opener going through the middle of the field. I mean, since he is insisting, we definitely need to slap him. I regret absolutely nothing over there. Beautiful, we punished him. Great. Now, we are trying to punish Charmle. Unfortunately, I failed doing so, which is kind of sad, but what can you do? Now, we are sitting in extremely bad situation, like extremely bad. Both of our spotters got completely obliterated. Our spotters do not exist in this game anymore. That's it, GG finito. So what I'm trying to figure out, do they have a spotter over there in the typical bush? And I want to believe that they do have a typical spotter in the typical bush. What that means for us, that we are going to be relocating just tiny touch, and we will try to punish this mother trucker while blind shooting him, right? I think that this is the best play for us, at least that's what I want to believe. We have some high explosive ammunition, and we hit him for sure, right? That's good, very, very nice. We punished the mother trucker over there. That's great. Now the guy definitely shot his pants, and he could move to the other side a bit, or maybe he relocated fully. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, the most important thing to highlight is that spotter could be gone from the same position where he played before. Nah, he doesn't care. He literally doesn't care. He's sitting in the same position, and he is saying, you know what? If he hit me once, there is a big chance he won't hit me twice, right? But unfortunately for him, well, he figured out the disgusting truth that if you are getting hit once, most likely you are going to be hit twice. I'm going for another blind shot, just like so. Hopefully we are hitting this, and now we are sitting in a very, very good position from where we should be able to punish this T-54, especially if the T-54 is a greedy, greedy little Goblin. If he is a greedy little goblin, he's going to be taking one for the team. He's down to fartable. He's just pushing in front through the middle of the field. What that basically means? That basically means he's dead. Excellent. Very, very, very good situation for us. Can I not drown? That would be very much appreciated. Thank you. Very, very much. Very good. Okay. Now, we need to figure out how we could get involved into this situation. And even though we punished this mother trucker or whoever was sitting in that bush twice, apparently I was tracking him, which is kind of sad, but I don't really mind too much because either way, we are going to work this bush very, very hard, right? Until our guys are controlling the hill and we are not going to get flanked from this side, I don't really mind it too much. I am feeling quite alright. And I understand that enemy bot chat, there is a big chance that enemy bot chat is sitting in this typical position already. We are not panicking too much. We are feeling quite alright and we don't need to caco our pants. Trying to go for a blind, well, not blind shot, but very, very well pre-aimed shot. But I failed. That's okay. Not a big deal, fellas. Not a big deal. Our AFK IS-7 woke up and he's like a bear from the winter sleep. All he wants to do, he wants to find the Aries and to ram him to death. I cannot blame him for that. That is completely understandable. It is okay. Once again, folks, we have all time in the world of tanks. We definitely see which side is the weakest. And the side that we are defending at this point in time is definitely the weak side of this game. Or of this battle, I suppose to say, and that is okay. It doesn't change absolutely anything, does it? We are feeling quite alright. Nevertheless, what is the next decision that we could make here? Okay. Beautiful shot from the very long distance. I'm still not getting spotted, so I do not know what this light is doing, but frankly, I don't really care. I am just happy that I'm not taking one for the team. Too bad we missed very, very decent shot over there, but once again, it changes absolutely nothing because we are taking this killing shot just about now. That is okay. And now we are going to have a bit different situation right here, folks. We are going to have a bit different situation. We can clearly see that we have some flanking mother truckers going like crazy, and I do not judge them. They are doing a good job over there, but what we need to do, we need to get as much free damage as we physically and possibly can until enemies are going to come for us. Right? Simple as this. As much free damage as we physically and possibly can get. Too bad that RES-85 managed to find our nuts. Doesn't really change too much, does it? It is okay. Relax, take it easy. I have a feeling that the light tank could have moved significantly deeper in over there as well, which would purely make sense. And the situation is very simple. The light tank is enjoying himself as much as he physically and possibly can. That is understandable. The IS-7 is coming for us to ram us like we would be there. Victims, right? That is understandable. I'm trying to dodge him and we are going to do that properly, or kind of properly. It is okay. I'm down to fartable at this point in time. We are getting the last shot and we are going straight into the garage. Not quite 6,000 as I expected to get, but we have 5,000 combined, and this will do the trick. Now, we can clearly see that enemy team played simply better. Our light tanks died in the first moment of the game, which is unfortunate, but that is a curse of the Prokhorovka or Kempenovka. And speaking about me being aggressive, I just simply could not play aggressively over there just because of that tier 9 light tank that can cut me for 1.2 thousand hit points. It just simply wouldn't be the smartest way to do the things. So we have 4.7 thousand damage, we have 800 assisting damage, nothing to cry about. Second by experience, first by the damage, and we got ourselves 15,000 profits. Now, enemy a little bugger spotted 5,000. That was a very good thing. And I wonder who did I hit with those blind shots, to be fair with you. I have no bloody clue, but whatever I hit, I'm pretty sure I did not manage to penetrate him. Now, after 3 games with this vehicle, we played for 3.8 thousand damage and 500 assisting damage, which is, to be fair with you, not a great score. And I would say that, unfortunately, but everything got kind of mixed up because of this Westfield game. But you know what? Since the things did not went that well over 3 battles, let's go for the last game, 4th battle. Let's go. Oh, would you look at this? Outpost standard battle. We have gazillion of the medium tanks and there is a Manti as well. What is the proper play? I mean, not that many heavy tanks, I would guess. You know what? I will trust my gut, and I will try to punish the heavy tank or the medium tank that would try to go over there. Usually it is literally the free shot of someone crossing for obvious reasons, right? And that's what we would love to do. I was thinking about taking this position and punishing someone that is trying to go on top of the hill, but usually the situation is very simple, that people do not want to make this kind of aggressive play and they're just simply playing significantly more passive, right? And that is understandable. Anyways, we can clearly see that we have an advantage in this side. At least that's what I want to believe from what we can see. The medium tanks are joining, the heavy tanks are playing quite aggressively. That is completely fine. But for us, we are feeling okay as well. We can see the trash burn pre-aiming. I am pre-aimed. I am feeling very fine. All we want to see this Type 71 or this 420 or this 430 trying to make a bit of pressure if obviously they are going to be brave enough, right? And yes, it is a slower start, but it is okay. Meanwhile, we can see the guy flanking. We see Fava behind us. Beautiful. Very nice. The main reason why I did not move after I fired, I knew that we have a Fava sitting over there, okay? And if we have Fava sitting right there, I can disturb his shot quite heavily. And then we are going to have a situation whenever our gentleman is just screaming on us how disgusting we are. Meanwhile, our team is clearly winning this game without bigger problems whatsoever. So all we need to do, we need to find the way how we could get a bit more involved right there. At least that's what I want to believe, right? This is my dream. Meanwhile, we see the guy who decided to just simply jump on us straight up, which is good for him. I understand the need of that. I definitely do understand that. But in this type of situation, I would say that was a very interesting play. I can tell you that much. That was very interesting. But once again, I do understand the need for some filthy jump, and I do understand the need of trying to slap me for a good measure, you know. Meanwhile, he figured out that it wasn't the finest idea to do so of his game survival standpoint, but on the other hand, he definitely took a lot of hit points from our side. Do you remember what did I say on the second game? Whenever it's bad, whenever your team is winning the game very easily with this vehicle, in my opinion? Well, looking into all of this, do you see the pattern of what am I saying with this playstyle? Yeah, our team is winning the game very easily. And what that means for us, we are sitting with a finger in our bums and we are thinking, oh, yop, tararai, and what can we do now? And we can clearly see that enemy Manti is still sitting in the middle, so we cannot really make too much of the pressure over there, can we? We are trying to punish Fava, but I failed doing so. And it happened to be that I made the performance even worse after the 4 games compared to how it looked like after 3 battles. Which is fair play, it is completely fine, this is what you can expect from this tank, and I am not afraid to show the games whenever the things are not going in ideal way, you know? Life isn't perfect, fellas. Oh my bananas. Oh my bananas, even this epic gun handling, it is working against us. Well, the most entertaining bit of this game was literally CS63 pushing on us and dropping head first, right? That was straight up the most entertaining thing of this battle. And once again, I think that this tank can do its job properly, right? But I still feel like Leopard 1 is just feeling significantly better as a tank, or it's just better. Where this tank is rated, it is rated 4 stars, and I stand by it. I don't think that this tank is worth 4.5. I don't really think that this tank is worth 5 stars. Where the Leo goes, Leo is just simply stronger, right? So, kind of a failed session. Some games were good, some games were bad, but welcome to the world of tanks. That's what you can get once in a while, right? It is okay. 1,500 damage. That was sad, fellas. That was straight up sad and pure sadness, fellas. Pure sadness. Now average performance became even worse. 3,200 damage and 400 assisting damage. Well, what can you do? We can take a gift from the dog and we can pretend that it never happened. Anyways, love you all. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for sticking with us. Thank you very much for your support over the live streams, patrons, YouTube members. Thank you. I very much appreciate you and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.